prohibit him from being able to create a job because he can't afford it. It puts him out of business. So what we're doing is we are limiting the number of entry-level positions so that people can actually get into the workforce, prove their worth to an employer. And bottom line, when you're a good worker, you don't stay at minimum wage for long. I mean, trust me on that.
Oh no! Wow! Wow!
Who's filling all these minimum wage jobs?
It's not universal. It's not universal. But trust me, as an employer, I certainly didn't want to lose good employees. And so you actually have a competitive marketplace. And so if your employer's not paying you good wages and you're a good worker, you go and look for other places. Now, it's hard to do. It's hard to do when we have such high levels of unemployment. But again, I would get back to we don't have a very attractive place for business investment.
Senator, have you ever lived off of minimum wage before? Do you have any idea what it's like for a family to live off of minimum wage?
My first job.
How old were you? You were 15? Did you have children?
My first job was for $1.45 an hour. And again, I worked full time. And I think the most number of hours I worked while I was going to college was 96 in a week, plus taking full workload.
How much did college cost when you went?
It was a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I got $100,000.
It was, and again, this.
And how much was your rent?
I was able to live in my parents' house. Okay.
So you didn't actually have to support yourself off of minimum wage. That's what you're saying.
No, but I supported myself after I got my education.
How many people in this room were able to marry somebody whose father made them the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation after their minimum wage job?
Oh, that's nobody.
That's not exactly the way the story went down.
Eric, can I just ask one question? Because I know you got, look.
I do have to go pretty quick.
Yeah, I know. People came from all across Wisconsin. People from Milwaukee, from Madison, from Fox Valley, places that you know very well. And we came here because right now we have a crisis and the Congress is making serious decisions about unemployment insurance. They're making serious decisions about whether we're going to have a future with good jobs or we're going to continue down this path of cutting endlessly where businesses don't have confidence. So we want to ask you, right here while you've got the face of many unemployed and underemployed folks, are you going to support an agenda for good family-sustaining jobs that are funded by making the very wealthy, the top 1% pay their fair share of taxes, or are you going to continue on the path of cutting away the future of the people in this room?
I absolutely want to support everybody in this country to be able to build a good life for themselves and their family. We have a difference of opinion in terms of how you go about doing that. You just said we're cutting everything. The last 10 years, our federal government spent $28 trillion. The current argument moving forward is President Obama wants to spend $46 trillion in the next 10 years. The House budget, all these draconian cuts, would spend $40 trillion. Now again, the point being is I don't think we'll be able to borrow that much money. We're going to hit a debt crisis. And then the problems you're worried about now in terms of 9% unemployment is going to pale in comparison to what happens when this country hits that debt crisis. So again, I am here because I'm concerned about the bankrupting of this country.
Why don't we raise
taxes? It's what I'm trying. Because I want anybody who wants to raise taxes to ask themselves two questions. How many jobs will that tax increase create? How many jobs will that help? How will that tax increase help grow our economy? Because what we need to do, the number one.
And also just a simple yes or no. If unemployment insurance comes up next week, and it's a simple yes or no, which way will you vote? Yes or no?
We have to reform the unemployment.
So I'm saying
we have to pay for it. We have to find cost offsets, and we should reform the system.
If there's gridlock, will you just say yes? We will do it for the people that are hurting right now. Yes or no?
We need to pay for it so we don't further bankrupt this nation.
Again, did you sign a pledge for Grover Norquist not to raise taxes?
I don't want to increase taxes because I signed the pledge.
Did you sign a pledge?
I signed the pledge because I don't want to increase taxes.
Yeah, but you didn't sign a pledge with us. How come that was more important?
Thank you.
I'll stick around. You guys have questions to the senator.
You guys have to say something.
We are the 99%.
We are the 99%. We are the 99%. We